Every day she wakes up before the sun, makes breakfast, packs bags, finds lost socks. She listens, comforts, cleans, plans, smiles. But no one calls it work. No one writes her a paycheck. No one lists her in company statistics. But what if she stopped for just one day? This video is not about complaining. It's about seeing the truth. The silent weight so many women carry at home, day after day. Unnoticed, unpaid, often unappreciated. Stay with us till the end, because we'll reveal something every woman deserves to hear. The work no one sees. She folds his shirts just the way he likes them. She remembers her child's favorite snack for school. She notices when the toothpaste is almost gone. She tracks appointments, birthday gifts, seasonal clothes, and the grocery list, all in her head. But ask the world what she does for a living. They'll say, oh, she's just at home. Just? Since when did running a home become just? Because what most people don't see is that this work, though unpaid, is relentless. It never ends at 5 p.m. There are no weekends off, no annual reviews, no sick leave. And yet, it's expected. Expected that she'll care. Expected that she'll know. Expected that she'll put others first. But no one says, I see how much you do. No one writes, thank you for holding it all together. No one claps when she balances the family schedule like a CEO. No one calls it leadership. This video isn't here to blame anyone. It's here to open our eyes. Because when we start to recognize this invisible labor, we also start to understand burnout, resentment, and the silent grief many women carry. And that understanding? That's where change begins. Stay with us, because in the next part, we'll talk about how this emotional and mental load affects women's health, self-worth, and relationships, and what can actually be done about it. Mental load, the unseen weight. She doesn't just clean the kitchen. She remembers which child hates onions, which laundry needs stain remover, and that the dishwasher filter hasn't been cleaned in 3 weeks. She doesn't just stay home. She plans meals around everyone's preferences. She helps with homework while thinking about bills. She listens to everyone's emotions, but often hides her own. This is called mental load. And millions of women carry it in silence. One mother said, my husband helps, but I'm the manager. If I don't remind him, things don't get done. And that makes me feel like the nag, not the partner. Another woman shared, after my second child, I was so overwhelmed. I felt like if I disappeared, the house would collapse. These aren't exceptions. They're the rule. Stereotype number 1. She's naturally better at multitasking. No, she's been trained to juggle and expected to do so without complaint. Stereotype number 2. She doesn't work. She's just a housewife. That phrase, just a housewife, has erased decades of unpaid labor. As if the meals cook themselves. As if children raise themselves. As if emotional support is automatic, effortless. Stereotype number 3. Women are more nurturing. Maybe, but maybe they're also tired. Tired of being the emotional cushion for everyone else while having no soft place to land themselves. We need to say this out loud. Domestic work is real work. Emotional labor is real labor. And it deserves recognition. Because when we don't see it, we undervalue the woman behind it. Stay with us, because in the next part, we'll explore how this invisibility leads to identity loss, guilt, and burnout. And how healing starts with something simple, but powerful. Losing yourself while taking care of everyone else. There comes a moment when a woman looks in the mirror and doesn't quite recognize the person staring back. She used to have dreams, hobbies, a playlist that wasn't just nursery rhymes or cooking videos. She had a name. Now, she's mostly called Mom, Honey, or Can you do this for me? And slowly, she disappears. One woman put it like this: I love my family, but sometimes I feel like I don't exist outside of them. Like I was someone, and now I'm just a function. This isn't selfishness. This is identity loss. When the roles we carry become so loud, our own voice gets silenced. It doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, subtle. You cancel coffee with a friend to make a school meeting. You stop painting because dinner needs cooking. You stop resting because someone always needs something. And then comes burnout. The kind you can't nap away. The kind that feels like numbness. You smile on the outside, but inside, you're empty. You're exhausted. And worst of all, you feel guilty for feeling this way. I should be grateful. Other people have it worse. I chose this. These thoughts become a prison. But here's the truth. You can love your family and still need rest. You can be proud of your home and still miss yourself. You can care for others without losing who you are. Real life story. Maria, a stay-at-home mom of 3, shared. When I tried to go back to work part-time, everyone said, but who will do everything at home? No one asked if I wanted something for myself. Because somewhere deep in society is a belief that a woman's worth is tied to how much she gives up. But sacrifice isn't love when it leads to self-erasure. In the next part of this video, we'll look at the emotional cost of this pattern and how small shifts in mindset, language, and support can start a quiet revolution. Don't go anywhere. You might need to hear what comes next more than you think. The emotional cost. What happens when you're always last? You start to feel invisible. Not because people don't see you, but because they only see what you do, not who you are. You smile. You function. But inside, a quiet question grows louder. Does anyone notice me, or just the things I make easier for them? This emotional cost is deep. It's the feeling of being needed, but not known. Loved, but not listened to. Valued for your presence, but only when you're productive. Real-life moment. Elena said, when I got sick, everyone panicked, not because I was unwell, but because no one knew how to do what I do. I realized I wasn't being appreciated. I was being relied on. That realization breaks hearts, because it reveals how much of a woman's work is conditional. Only praised when it's missing. Only noticed when it's undone. Let's be clear. Emotional labor is exhausting. Smiling when you want to cry. Encouraging others when you feel empty. Being the calm in everyone's storm while drowning in silence. And yet, women often feel guilty for speaking up. Afraid they'll be seen as nagging. Or complaining. Or ungrateful. But here's the truth no one says enough. Asking for support is not weakness. Being tired doesn't make you a bad mother, partner, or person. It makes you human. So what can change? 1. Change the language. Don't say, she doesn't work. Say, she works full-time, at home. Don't say, she's lucky to stay home. Say, she carries a mental load most people don't understand. 2. Recognize her, daily. A simple thank you matters. A gesture of care. An offer to help without being asked. 3. Share the load, not just the tasks. Doing dishes isn't the same as planning meals. Putting kids to bed isn't the same as worrying about their future. Don't just help, partner. In the next part of this video, we'll explore how healing starts not just with others, but within, how women can begin reclaiming their identity, voice, and space, without guilt. You don't want to miss it. It may be the most important part. Reclaiming yourself without permission. Healing doesn't always start with applause. Sometimes it begins in silence. In the quiet decision to say, I matter too. You don't need permission to reclaim your identity. Not from your partner. Not from society. Not even from your past self. You are allowed to take up space. To have needs. To want more than survival. Real life moment. Natalie, a mother of 2, shared. One day I wrote on my bathroom mirror, "I am more than my to-do list." I saw it every morning. It helped me start treating myself with the kindness I gave everyone else. That's where it starts, small. A post-it note, a journal entry, a walk alone, without guilt. Because for too long, women have been told their worth is measured in how much they give away. But here's the truth. You don't need to earn rest. You don't have to prove exhaustion to deserve help. You don't need to explain why you want time for yourself. So how can you begin reclaiming your space? 1. Name what you do. Write it down. All of it. Not just cook dinner, but plan meals, grocery shop, consider allergies, clean the fridge, budget the food. When you see it on paper, it becomes real, even if others still don't see it. 2. Set one small boundary. Maybe it's 30 minutes alone after dinner. Maybe it's asking for help without apologizing. Maybe it's saying no without explanation. 3. Reconnect with the parts of you that existed before the roles. What did you love before you were someone's partner, parent, or caretaker? A song? A story? A silly hobby? Go back there, even if just for 5 minutes a day. Reminder: this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were and letting her breathe again. You're not selfish for wanting that. You're not dramatic. You're not broken. You're human. And you deserve a life that includes you in it. Stay with us for the final part of this video, because now that we've named the pain, it's time to talk about change. Not just personal healing, but how we can shift culture together. What if we change the story? Imagine a world where a woman's work at home was valued, not with flowers once a year, but with respect every day. Where her time wasn't assumed, her energy wasn't unlimited, and her effort wasn't invisible. What if little boys grew up hearing, "Cleaning is care, cooking is leadership, caring is strength," not "That's women's work"? What if little girls grew up knowing, "You are not selfish for having dreams. You are not less for needing help"? That's not a fantasy. That's a cultural shift, and it starts with us. So how do we shift the story? 1. Acknowledge out loud. Say it. "I see what you do. You carry a lot. Thank you." It sounds simple, but it rebuilds trust. It rewrites silence. 2. Rebalance roles. It's not helping when both adults live in the same home. It's called responsibility. And it should be shared emotionally, mentally, and practically. 3. Raise children differently. Model respect. Show them that emotional work is everyone's job, not just mom's. 4. Support each other as women. Drop the judgment. Let go of comparison. Say, "You're doing enough. You deserve rest. You matter." Final reflection. If you're watching this and you feel seen, if your eyes filled with tears because finally someone named what you couldn't explain, know this: you are not alone. You are not weak. You are not invisible here. This project, Emotional Calm, exists because stories like yours matter. Because women carry too much in silence for too long. And that silence needs to end. So what now? If this video spoke to you, share it. Comment below. Tell us your story. And most importantly, support this project by subscribing, liking, or simply sending this video to someone who needs to hear it. Together, we are not just changing minds. We are changing culture.